know what? You know what? You could have been anywhere in the YouTube world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Welcome back to House A Views, and on this installment, we're just going over the All Elite Wrestling Full Gear pay-per-view event. We're going to cover the whole card, talk about what went down on that fateful night. Stacked card from top to bottom. The entire night was awesome. I gotta admit, somewhere in the card I did get a little, burnt out. But regardless of burnout, I gotta say it was a wonderful, wonderful event from All Elite Wrestling. And let's run down these matches and let's talk about what went down. So the main card, the night starts off with the match between MJF and Darby Allin, the two of the four pillars, the future of the AEW generation. So before the match started, MJF pulled the ring announcer to the side and said, "Hey, I want you to say this." So then after MJF pulled the announcer to the side, the announcer goes, "The man that swears that he's gonna beat Darby Allin with a headlock takeover, MJF." So when they said that, I'm like, damn, I wonder what's going to happen in this match. And I wonder if that's really going to go down. And these guys, man, they had a real solid one-on-one. A lot of good spots in the match. But it came down to its end when Darby was provoked by MJF. When MJF gave Darby his skateboard and was like, "Hey, look, this is the time when you could take your shot in this match." But Darby being a babyface gave it to the ref so the ref could take it out the ring. Now, I don't know what it is about baby faces and their attention span, but if mans is still in the ring, don't turn away from mans. It's a simple rule, but nope. He gets distracted for that 1 second that he gave the skateboard to the ref. This makes MJF take out the ring that he had, the ring that he got back with his feud with Cody. He still carries around that ring. He punches Darby dead in the face and takes him down with a headlock takeover, curls the leg, and 1, 2, 3. MJF, the Dastardly Hill, wins this match, and he won the match exactly the way he said he was going to win it. He did with a headlock takeover. It was a solid match and a great way to start the night off. And man, I thought when I was looking at the original card, I really thought that Darby was going to go over, but MJF was the one that won this match, and it was a good match. Next, we have one of my favorite matches of the entire night. We get a tag match between the AEW Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Bros, and the AAA, the AAA Tag Team Champions, FTR. Throughout this match, we get some Eddie Guerrero dedications. We actually get a lot of Eddie Guerrero dedications throughout the night. It's the reason why I'm wearing a Latino Heat shirt. It is the 16-year anniversary of his passing since we lost Eddie back in 2005. So we had a couple of spots throughout the night that was a dedication to Eddie Guerrero. At one point of this match, Cash Wheeler, I believe it was, tried to do the triple of the Three Amigos triple suplex combo. Penta cuts that off and does a little triple suplex of his own. Ray Phoenix goes for the frog splash after that, and it leads to 2 count kick out. There's a lot of crazy spots in this match. At one point, FTR wore the lucha mask to try to throw off the referee so they can't tell who the legal man was, even though Cash Wheeler's hair and his tattoos should be a dead giveaway, whatever. After Cash Wheeler goes for the illegal pin, still wearing a lucha mask, the ref catches on to it, says, get your foot off those ropes. The Lucha Bros hit the double team move for the 1, 2, 3 and to retain the AEW Tag Team Championships. This could definitely go on to push the feud into future events just because the wrong man got pinned. The wrong member of FTR got pinned. I think Dax Hardwood was actually the legal man, but they tried to do the whole twin magic thing with the lucha mask and it backfired on them. So we'll see how this goes in the future. They should definitely have a title for title tag team match. Have all the tag belts be on the line. Let's do it, man. They'll have a wonderful, wonderful contest. As far as technicality goes, I love how FTR gets down in the ring. Their in-ring psychology is bar none when it comes to any of these tag teams. And the Luchas, man. The Luchas don't ever disappoint whenever they have a tag match. So I'm looking forward to where this feud goes. But when it goes down to this match, man, the Luchas, they retain their belts. And so far, I am off on predictions. Those are 2 that I got wrong so far because I thought that FTR was going to take this one. But let's move on to the card and see what else happened throughout the night. Next, we get the finals of the AEW World Championship Eliminator. Bryan versus Miro. And I guess, man, I guess that I am just way off when it comes to this card. I predicted that it was going to be Miro, man. I thought this was going to be Miro's time to shine. But what can I say? The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, wins this match. Had a couple of good spots in this match. You know, Miro tried to go for the game over, but it wasn't game over. Bryan Danielson reversed that into the label lock. The match comes down to its end when Miro had Bryan Danielson on the top rope. Started, getting hits in. But Bryan Danielson reverses that into like this tornado DDT like maneuver off the top rope. And right after he gets into that DDT and that DDT connects to the mat, he puts him in like a dragon, not a dragon sleeper, but some form of headlock sleeper. And as they're down, the ref realizes that Miro was out cold. That combination of the tornado DDT into that headlock was enough. Aubrey Edwards called it. It was done. Bryan Danielson wins, and he is now the #1 contender for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and he'll be taking on the champion. Not gonna say who yet, but he'll be taking on a champion, and that would be the first feud. And let's see what happens, man. Let's see what goes down. Then we have that 6-man tag team match where it was the Elite, or I guess you could say the Super Clique, with Adam Cole teaming up with the Young Bucks, taking on Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Christian Cage. Oh my God, this match had so many wild spots. It had so many false finishes. But man, if I could ask of anything at all from AEW, y'all gotta stop no-selling these thumbtacks, bro. Like, not no-selling, they do sell the thumbtacks, but the thumbtacks have to be a definitive way to win a match. Y'all can't be putting these thumbtacks in matches and not have it in the match. Like, I got annoyed back when Abaddon and Dr. Britt Baker had their match, and then Britt Baker did, I think Abaddon did something with the thumbtacks and Britt Baker still kicked out. I'm like, what? So it happened in this match too. They had thumbtacks in Jungle Boy mouth, hit him with the double super kick. Nope, that didn't end the match. At one point on the ramp, they had Luchasaurus hemmed up. All three, like Adam Cole, the Young Bucks only, they had thumbtacks on their knee pads. But then they set them up for a triple, BTE trigger, and that still didn't end the match. Like, listen, I love the way that AEW be going about their business, but if anything in the future, guys, please have more respect for the thumbtacks. The thumbtacks gotta be the definitive way to end a match, man. Mick Foley being pedigreed in the thumbtacks, done. Mick Foley being arcade older, the thumbtacks, done. I know Mick Foley just looking at y'all like, yo, I ain't take those bumps for y'all to be showing this much disrespect to thumbtacks, so please, AEW, respect the tacks. The match would actually come down to its end at the ramp. Luchasaurus would chokeslam Adam Cole off the ramp, then also diving off the ramp into Adam Cole and Brandon Cutler and pretty much the Elite's little posse. Then you got the Young Bucks on the stage. Christian takes Nick Jackson out with the spear, and Matt Jackson was left alone, face down, lying on top of a chair. Christian hands Jungle Boy the other chair. Jungle Boy comes down with the concerto, and 1, 2, 3, 6-man tag done with the team Christian Cage and Jurassic Express. They take this match, and man, a lot of crazy spots in this match. And after this is when I started to feel the burnout, and this is what I mean as far as the pacing and what matches that they have following up with each other. After this, man, I needed a little breather, but they ain't give us not a chance to breathe. Full Gear went full gear. It's called Full Gear for a reason. So next we get the tag team match when Cody and Pac took on Malachi Black and Andrade El Idolo. Now, shockingly, Cody was booed throughout this entire thing. He came out, got booed. Whenever he tagged in Pac, especially when he like blindly tagged himself into the match, all boos. I think the crowd's starting to turn on Cody because Cody's starting to become what he kind of despised from what he ain't like in WWE. He's starting to become that exec guy. He's starting to become maybe too much of a Triple H, trying to compare himself to Triple H way too much. I don't know. But the crowd starting to turn on Cody, and they booed him throughout this entire match. But the match came down to the end when Pac would hit the Black Arrow on Andrade El Idolo for the 1-2-3. And the match was over after that. Pac and Cody won that match. I want to see what they go and what they do from here now that the crowd has turned on Cody in such a, big scale. Is this going to lead to Cody turning heel, or is he going to try to turn this into like, a redemption arc? Oh, I'm, relatable, guys. I'm giving you guys all of me. Is he going to try to babyface his way back into the good graces of the crowd that way? I don't know what they take with this. They should take this momentum of him being booed and have Cody go on a little heel run. It looks like that they're gonna turn other people in the company babyface. I won't spoil it yet. So if they're gonna turn those individuals face, then maybe they need another big heel in Cody. So we'll see what they do with that in the coming weeks. Next, we get Britt Baker defending her AEW Women's Championship against Ty Conti. They both have great entrances. Ty coming out with her colors on, you know what I'm saying? War paint, got a flag over her shoulder, got a real good babyface reception. And Britt Baker, she came out with the guitarist from Fozzy coming in with that momentum. So they had a couple of good entrances coming. This match was really, really good. These two ladies putting all on the line for the AEW Women's Championship. The match will come down to this, and when Taynara Conti goes for her signature move, her finishing move, the DD tie, there was a second DD tie of the match, but Britt Baker tried to weasel her way out of that, and the kicks out of that. She tries to lock in the lockjaw, her little mandible claw submission thing that Britt Baker be doing. Taynara reversed that into a roll up, but then Britt reversed Taynara's roll up into her own roll up. 1, 2, 3. Britt Baker retains the AEW Women's Championship. And look, man, this is the only prediction I've gotten right so far tonight. I'm telling you, Britt Baker is possibly one of the strongest booked in the entire AEW roster. But to be honest, looking at who they got, they have a really good, solid talent for their women's division. But I wonder who's going to be the one to take the belt off of Britt Baker. A couple people that I thought that was going to. At first, I was looking at Jade Cargill to be the one to take the belt off of Britt Baker, but it looks like they're going to put the TBS championship on Jade. So in the meantime, in between time, they need to be working on someone that they could call up to take this belt off Britt. But in the meantime, Britt Baker's still the women's champion. Next, we get that hard-hitting brawl that I knew that we were going to get between these two guys. Eddie Kingston versus CM Punk. And it goes back to the Eddie Guerrero dedication that we had throughout this pay-per-view and throughout this night. CM Punk at one point in the match busts out the Three Amigos and he hits it successfully. But besides that spot, man, this has been a night of shocks as far as crowd reception goes, because Cody got booed, which I ain't see coming at all, but CM Punk getting booed, that's crazy. I mean, he's had a wonderful comeback season throughout this year. His comeback to pro wrestling, people have been feeling him. But for some reason, this match with him and Eddie Kingston, he got booed. And what I still don't understand, why Eddie Kingston is so over. I'm sorry, I just don't understand why. Maybe I'll come around to it sometime later on, because that's happened before where I wasn't necessarily feeling a wrestler, and then over time I started to like them and started to understand more. But Eddie Kingston's been around for a minute, supposedly. This is the first time I've ever been exposed to Eddie. I mean, I've seen his work in Impact with LAX. He's entertaining on the mic, don't get me wrong. On the mic, he's one of the tops as far as the talent has been over the past couple of years. Eddie Kingston promos have been dope, but his matches, same thing with Punk. I'm not crazy. I'm not the craziest about seeing Punk matches in 2021, but this match was what it was. It was good for what it was, and Punk wins with the GTS. There was a lot of brawling. CM Punk got busted open at one point in the match. A lot of flipping off. Eddie Kingston brought it to him. Even at the beginning of the match, Eddie just pulled up on him and started punching on him and said, "Forget the entrance. I'm about to just start kicking your ass." That was dope. So the match was cool, and CM Punk won. CM Punk taking a big victory. Go to sleep. 1, 2, 3. and CM Punk won. Next, we get the most wildest match of the night. Hands down, the wildest match of the night. We get the tag team match between America's Top Team and the Inner Circle. So many weapons, so many crazy spots. One that sticks out to me is when, I keep calling them LAX, but Santana and Ortiz had Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page in this weird like tandem submission. It was like one big megazord full of just submissions being applied, and then the only person whose head was sticking out was Scorpio Sky's. This guy Sammy Guevara took a football and threw it right in the face of Scorpio, and I'm just like, out of all the things in wrestling where they have to just sell things and they're professionals, and I know that they go through a lot of pain, but having a football being thrown directly at your face when the quarterback's like 4 feet away from you, it had to hurt. Coming at full speed, nah bro, it had to hurt. The Inner Circle take out the hard-hitting dudes of the American Top Team. They do a double suplex off the top rope to Junior Dos Santos. The other guy who last name I just cannot pronounce, so I did on the last video. I'm not gonna butcher his last name out of respect. But Sammy Guevara hit him with a swanton bomb off the top of the ladder. So then it just left Dan Lambert after this old guy applied the claw to Ethan Page. I'm sorry that my wrestling knowledge isn't from the first time a tie-up was ever applied, but I don't know who Dude Man was. But I knew what the claw was, and it was cool to see someone of wrestling legend, apply the claw. The match comes down to its end when Chris Jericho applies a stapler to the balls of what's the name, Dan Lambert, and then another Eddie Guerrero dedication of the night. Chris Jericho ends the match with the frog splash, and the Inner Circle wins this match. Again, a lot of crazy spots, big tag team warfare again for the Inner Circle. And when it comes to these faction versus faction matches right now in AEW, Inner Circle are top dogs when it comes to these faction matches. So I'm looking at the card, and it's making me realize that we're finally made it to the main event of that night. Adam Page and Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship. But prior to that match, we get a debut. It seems like whenever AEW does a pay-per-view, we get some sort of debut. So throughout the night, I'm thinking, who are we gonna get? And it ends up being Jay Lethal, a big signing from Ring of Honor after Ring of Honor went through their whole thing when they had to release a bunch of their talent and shut down shop momentarily. Jay Lethal got picked up by AEW, and Jay Lethal's been around for a very long time. If you don't know anything about Jay Lethal, please do your research on the guy. He's definitely top tier talent, one of the greatest black wrestlers that we had over the past 15 years. He's won world championships in Ring of Honor. He's won championships in TNA, and he is a phenomenal talent. And it turns out that his first match is going to be on this week's upcoming episode of Dynamite, because Jay Lethal is going to get a shot at Sammy Guevara's TNT championship. And I can't wait for that match. Both guys, very talented, and I can't wait for them to just burn the house down on Wednesday. So after Jay Lethal's debut, we get the World Championship match, man. Kenny Omega, Adam Page. This story has been told for the past couple of years, with Kenny Omega doing this thing, with Kenny Omega making, his dominant run as the world champion. Adam Page and his confidence issues over the past couple of years. They have a story from when they were cool, when they went after the tag belts, they won the tag belts, had a good little run with the tag team titles, had it on again, a little rift with their relationship between the Young Bucks. Go back and watch that tag team match that they had with the Bucks last year. Oh, crazy match that they had at Revolution. Lost the tag belts to FTR, and after that match was done, Adam Page just passed out, and Kenny Omega just left him in the dirt. And after he left him in the dirt, they had their final match at last year's Full Gear, which made Kenny Omega the #1 contender for the world title. He went on to fight Jon Moxley, and he became the AEW World Champion. He's been World Champion for a minute now, along the way capturing the Impact World title, the AAA World title. Boy was a World Heavyweight Champion everywhere, except for WWE. but he had to do what he had to do. And after Adam Page got his confidence back and seeking friendship with the Dark Order, and he got that confidence back, that energy back, he went after the one thing that he felt was his destiny ever since that first AEW press conference, and that was to become the AEW World Champion. And what a match it was. Listen, this could easily be the rivalry of this company for the next couple of years. This could be their Rock and Austin if they book it right, and if they don't do it too much. This match, man, I've watched it a couple of times so far. It is only a couple of days old, but this match, I don't want to spoil the in-betweens. Go back and watch this match if you can. But a couple of spots that I liked is, well, when Kenny Omega went for his finishing move, the one-wing angel, the move that barely anyone is kicked out of. He tried to go for the one-wing angel, but then Adam Page reverses and hits him with the one-wing angel himself. As far as people doing other people's finishers on each other, I don't think I've ever seen anyone hit Kenny Omega with the one-wing angel. Maybe it exists, maybe it's happened before, but I haven't seen it. This is my first time ever seeing it. I thought that it was over. I mean, it's very rare in wrestling when you ever see people take the pinfall to their own finisher, but that would have been crazy if that was the end. But it wasn't. At one point in the match, Adam Page had the opportunity to use the belt to hit Kenny, but he refused. At one point in the match, Kenny had the belt and he could have used it on Adam Page, which he definitely tried to. But after his attempt, he dips it off. Another good highlight is when Kenny Omega kept kicking Adam Page in his face, and then Adam Page is like, "Is that all you got for real? Is that all you got?" And he just just knocks his head off with a lariat. The match will come down to this end when Adam Page will try to hit Kenny Omega with the Deadeye, which will result in a kick out. After that, the Young Bucks come down to the ring, and you're thinking, damn, yo, don't interfere. Please don't interfere in this match. This match has been crazy so far. Please don't ruin this match. But they don't. Nick Jackson goes to one side of the ring, and he locks eyes with Adam Page, does nothing. Adam Page flips over the rope and hits Kenny Omega in the back of the head with the Deadeye. Then on the opposite side of the ring is Matt Jackson, and Matt Jackson doesn't do anything. He locks eyes with Adam Page, and he just nods his head like, it's your time, bro. You got it. Adam Page hits Kenny Omega with the buckshot to the front. Boom, knocks his head off. 1, 2, 3, baby. Adam Page is the new AEW World Champion. He got the babyface pop. The Dark Order came down to the ring to celebrate with him. And it was a beautiful moment, man. It was a beautiful way to cap off the show. Adam Page is the new AEW World Champion. His first rivalry will be against the American Dragon, Bryan. I wonder if they're going to give Adam Page a solid run, or are we looking at our first ever transitional champion in AEW? Are we going to get our first ever transitional world champion in the eyes of Adam Page? And after all that payoff, after all that build, I don't think that it's going to be that smooth. I think that Adam Page is going to have the belt for a minute. Boom, time will tell. And with that being said, this has been House Zay Views once again. And if you aren't already, please like, comment, share, subscribe, turn them notifications on, engage. I had to hit him with the John Cena, even though I was just talking about AEW and not WWE. But man, until next time, peace.